Hello everyone. Let's look at today's Leetcode problem 135 candy. Before starting this problem, let us look at a motivational quote for today. When you are when you feel like quitting, think about why you started. You are not studying just to pass time. You are building skills, a future independence, maybe even a freedom to work where and how you want to. Reconnect with that why. Yeah, so just think about why you always uh, started working on something before you stop stop it altogether for a temporary uh, difficulty. Okay, so let's understand this problem statement. There are n children standing in line. N children standing in line. Each child is assigned with rating value given in the integer array ratings. You are given candies to these children subjected to the following requirements. Each child must have at least one candy. Each children with higher rating must get uh, more candies than their neighbor. Return the minimum number of candies you need to have to distribute the candies to the children. So let's say if these are the ratings 1, 0, 2, if we look at it from right to left, so we know that all of these should get one. So let me just. So initially, let's say we know that we want to assign all of the childrens with a single candy, and looking at this one where one is greater than its neighbor, so we are fine with this. While this value or the position of this children should get a lesser value when compared to this. So looking at these two ratings, this should obviously be up a value, and while this can take up 2 and this can still remain at 1, or we can reduce it to 0, but in this case we always need to have a value 1, and that's the way this problem is. So while we also need to update, since this piece of a child should get more candy, so here it should be 2 1 1, since this has a rating higher than these two, so and also these two, so it might be something like this, as we see here in the output, and total candies required will be sum of this array. Okay, so let us look at another example where we have 1 2 2. Okay, so these are the ratings, and initially we assign all of them with 1. And looking at it from left to right, so we see that 1 is obviously having a rating less than 2, so we do not bother anything more, while 2 is less than, or 2 is uh, equal to, these two can be sharing the same candy number. While if we compare it this way, then we see these two are obviously fine, and this value can be 1. So one important thing that we want to do when we are comparing neighbors, we might need to take two passes, one from left to right and another from right to left. So that's something to keep in mind. So this would be 2, and while on the right to left pass, we see that middle element which has the rating 2 is greater than the value on its left side, so we might want to up the number of candies here, so it might be 1 to 1, right? So this might lead us to 4 candies altogether, and that's the value that we see here. Okay, so let us quickly try solving this problem. So the approach on how we can solve this problem is through for loop which runs left to right. Let's say uh, an I value 1 to n, or the length of the length of the ratings. Children, and we check if rating at a specific index is greater than its previous value. Then we up the value of the specific candy set I. So we increase the value of candies I with 1 when compared to its previous value. So that's what we're doing. Similarly, we also need to perform the same kind of operation for another right to left pass, where we might start it off with n minus 2, that is the last but second index, and we loop it all the way till the 0th index, and we go I minus 1, and we check if a specific rating of I, that is maybe let's say last but 1, is greater than ratings of I plus 1, which would be the last index. Okay, so then we up the candies, and we can also have a math.max function just to see if the candy set I is greater than the one that we are seeing at I plus 1. Okay, so that's the whole value here. So let's go to our Leetcode editor and quickly solve this problem. So yeah. So this will contain all the possible candy distributions based on the number of children that we get from the rating. So number of children will be equal to the ratings array. So that's one thing that we might want to understand. And let's say this would be a for loop where we are iterating from the left side of the array to the rightmost part, or the last index from left to right, and I is greater than rate I minus 1. Similarly, we shall be starting off with n minus 2, and we shall be going till the 0th value. And we shall be checking here if I plus 1 from the left to right, we might also want to consider if the specific value at the index is greater than the value that we want to consider increasing. So something like this, where so once we have all of the candies uh, distribution array populated with all the values, then we can simply sum it up and then return it maybe as an output. So candies, we can sum it up. So this should be our final output, and the time and space complexity of this solution is O of n, as we are looping ratings array length of time, while uh, okay, so let's see why, and space complexity is O of n as well. Time and space complexity both are T of n. Okay, so this is our solution. Let's see. So n, fill it up by 1, and I is equals to 1 to n. So I minus 1 plus 1, no, I minus minus. Okay, this should be I minus minus, as we are iterating in a backward direction. So let's see if this solves, and this should not be a time limit exceeded if we are solving this. Let's see that. Alright, so the solution gets submitted. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.